So we kind of got to a place to whereas, my father went to jail, my mother was dead. We ended up with our grandmother, all right? And at that point, she was pretty poor, all right? So the struggle was real, okay? Coming up, it wasn't really easy because me and my little brother, we went to school in Bimini. It wasn't easy at all because at the end of the day, when you're dealing with it, I had a lot of baggage over my head, right? Baggage that basically wasn't even mine in some way, okay? But I wouldn't say it all the way in that aspect, but it's just an understanding, looking at it like that. The baggage itself, like I tell you, was basically the way people looked at you, the way people said stuff. People actually looked down on us because we were poorer than everybody else. People looked down on us because my father killed my mother and so forth. So you had grown people used to tell us that as children. That's why your daddy killed your mommy and all this other stuff. So we went through that. We had to face that part of things. All right, one for one. And then on top of that, we had to look at, a lot of the strains of things with that, not having a mother and then having a broken father at that point, because my old man went through some processes that was just a little different, okay? I wouldn't say different, because a lot of people go through them, but it was just, at that point for us, it was hard, it was weird, it was strange, and it wasn't really always easy. So we had to be to a point of, forced to really grow ourselves, all right? But going through all of that, went to school in Bimini until about the 7th grade, right? And even that was a challenge. Began being teased in school because I went to school and because we was poor, we didn't have clothes like everybody else. You know what I mean? Pants too short, curly shoes. That was one of the names I used to have, curly shoes. All right, and I was a very shy person, which I'm not really much different. I wouldn't say shy, but I am still sheltered. I still have stuff like that I have to grow from within myself. I'm still got some guards up, different things. Don't really associate much and kind of what you call a loner, all right? But I am changing that as I grow, all right? But, I went through that there, going through school there in the 7th grade, up to the 7th grade there in Bimini, went through that process. So then I went off to school to Grand Bahama, to Hawksville High School. That's where I continued to go to school until about, I think it was the 9th grade, and went off to Abaco after that, Andros and to Nassau, and I could keep going. But my father was a chef after he came out. He came out eventually because he got a charge on a what you call crime of passion. That means that they ended up fighting, and so he served 4 years for it. All right, he got 4 years for it. There's a lot of technicalities in it, and at that point, I think he tried to commit suicide, and when they found him, so a lot of that stuff I think they took into consideration that he possibly, really lost his mind, and it was stuff between him and my mother at the time. So, like I said, that's a long story, and coming to an understanding on it, I don't hold any grudges. I don't feel any way towards him, and I really do really have a love for my father. I respect him and still appreciate him because I'm here, so it's still a mindset, and it isn't something that I just pop up with. I had to work towards that as I grew and came to an understanding, because like I said, hate itself is something that you gotta get to the point of seeing that it's more against you than the person you hold it against. Hate is something that is more against you than the person you hold it against. And if you don't see that and take notice of that, then you'll destroy yourself. You destroy yourself based on the fact that you're just holding something against somebody, and it ain't gonna play out right. All right.